Hello everybody, welcome to AstroEdify. Today we are going to talk about Sun and Rahu Yoga or Sun and Rahu conjunction in horoscope. What kind of results we can expect if Sun and Rahu are together, positive and negative both. And if you are experiencing any kind of problems given by these two planets when they are together in the chart, then what are the remedies that you can follow, that also we are going to discuss. So let's start this video. If you want to book a consultation for yourself, you can go on this website. The link is given in description. So first of all, we are going to discuss about Sun and Rahu. Whenever they are together, it is specifically known as a solar eclipse conjunction, means a Grahan Yoga. There are four kinds of Grahan Yogas. So Grahan means eclipse. So one is solar eclipse made by Sun, another is lunar eclipse made by Moon. So whenever Sun is in conjunction with Rahu or Ketu, it makes this Grahan Yoga. And same likewise for Moon, if it is in conjunction with Rahu Ketu, it also makes Chandra Grahan Yoga. So this is Surya Grahan Yoga. So here, understand that this is a sensitive situation for Sun to be in, and it always does not give negative results, which there is a misconception behind this. No doubt it is a vulnerable situation for Sun to be in. You have to look closely, very carefully, how Sun is placed and how much strength it has if it is in conjunction with Rahu. But if it is in good situation, Sun Rahu can fetch brilliant results in life, and we are going to discuss many of them today. And at the same time, this conjunction, no doubt it is a malefic combination, and it can create troubles to a vast extent depending on the situation of the Sun and other planets in the chart. What can those situations be, the negative results? That also we are going to talk about, but later. So first of all, we are going to discuss if Sun and Rahu are well placed, and this can give extremely good results. So by well placed, I mean that in this situation, Sun must be strong. Whenever you are looking at Sun Rahu conjunction, you have to see that if Sun is powerful, otherwise this yoga will not fetch very good results or very powerful results. It's like sun is sunlight, okay, and Rahu is eclipsing it. It is covering the intensity, the energy of Sun. So it's not reaching us anymore. So it's like that. So it's like the potential of the Sun is hidden, it's buried, and because of the eclipse of the Rahu, and it cannot reach the person, and hence the results of this conjunction cannot be very profound in the life. So in this situation, what matters the most is the condition of the Sun should be strong. So by this I mean that Sun and Rahu, if they are close together, and one more thing you have to see is that a conjunction is only considered strong when two planets are close to each other. If Sun and Rahu are very close to each other, then this conjunction will be very tight, very powerful. But the main point which you have to look at is Sun should be somewhat higher in degrees than Rahu. That will be a good situation, because Sun is now moving away from the eclipse. If Rahu is in higher degrees than Sun, it means that Sun is still behind the eclipse. It is still covered by the Rahu's cloud or the eclipse shadow-like situation, and the potential of the Sun is still not available to the person. So that is one condition which has to be looked carefully. If Sun is higher in degrees than Rahu, it is considered a good situation. And another point, the zodiac sign also matters the most. So Sun must be strong. The zodiac sign, if let's suppose it is comfortable for Sun, it is a known sign or exaltation sign or friendly sign, then it means that Sun will have more power. And in this situation, Sun should be strong. The more Sun is strong, the conjunction can give good results. Now, what kind of good situation can be seen? So when does this conjunction is considered good? So first of all, if let's suppose Sun and Rahu are together, they are in Kendra houses or Trikona houses, and they are in conjunction with the Kendra lords or Trikona lords, or they are making good Raj yogas or Dhan yogas, and the zodiac sign in which they are sitting, you need to see the zodiac sign, the lord of that sign. So the lord of that sign should be strong and well placed in the chart. The better it is, the more power Sun and Rahu will have to give results. And last but not the least is Lagna Lord and Moon. So Lagna Lord and the Moon and the Sun, they are the pillars of strength of the entire fundamental chart. If Sun, Moon and Ascendant Lord are weak, no matter how good your other planets are, Even if you will run their dashas, you won't see any expected results. So Sun, Moon and Ascendant Lord govern the inherent fundamental strength of the chart. Now, in all of these situations which I said, the more they are present, the more Sun and Rahu will be considered fine, and the more they will have capacity to give good results. So first of all, what it can mean, Sun and Rahu, both are like Sun is bright light, and Rahu is, if Sun is strong, Rahu will expand that. Okay. So in this situation, Sun is what? Ambitions. So now, first of all, it makes, and Rahu is also the similar thing, it makes person highly ambitious and more materialistically driven. So not everybody is spiritual or whatnot. In this case, it is a good thing because it makes person more, I'll say, it gives a sense of individuality to the person, that no matter from what background I come, even if let's suppose I come from a really wealthy background or a well-off background, I still want to make my own name, my own identity, my own worth in life, something which I have accomplished. So that kind of mentality can be given by good Sun and Rahu. Then that is why it makes person highly ambitious, sometimes over ambitious also, but mostly material ambitions will be there. So material ambitions means, which are very common, everybody has that. So ambitions for power, authority, money, status, assets, luxuries, pleasures, and it also gives a notion to a person whether they have anything or not in their life or not. That doesn't matter. It, even if let's suppose you are in, you don't have any of those things, but still it gives a notion that I deserve the best and I want the best in life, in everything, whether it is career, whether it is societal status, whether it is relationships. I deserve the best and I want the best. That is Sun and Rahu. So that can be seen. Now, this conjunction gives, it is considered a really powerful conjunction, very good combination for high material progress and success. You need to see other yogas for that. If 10th house and 11th house, they are fine, and the yogas for career and finances are good, this conjunction can fetch high material progress and success. So it does not mean that you only have big ambitions and you don't want to do anything for that. So Sun is dedication, willpower, stamina, sincerity, action orientedness. So Rahu and Sun can show that, okay, I'll work smartly, because Rahu does not like to work really hard. Rahu is a smart, clever planet. So it can show that, okay, I'm going to use all my resources, all my abilities to the best of my abilities, so that I can achieve what I have thought. So Sun and Rahu is a good situation for material progress and success and fulfillment of the desires or the ambitions which a person has made for themselves. Then it also shows that the more material accomplishments come in life, the more progress you gain, the more successful you become. Sun is ego, Rahu is also ego, so it inflates the ego. So it tends to make person somewhat, and naturally also it gives ego. But in general, because I am discussing condition where Sun is powerful, so it can also show a total opposite situation, which I'll discuss later. But the first here is that it can make person somewhat egoistic, self-centered, somewhat arrogant over the accomplishments what they had, and knowingly, unknowingly, intentionally, unintentionally, it will be there somewhat. So that is what Sun and Rahu represent. Then it can also show more self-obsession, means more driven towards the sense of I, my goals, my things, my career, my family, my desires, and my way of doing things. So this sense of my is deeply embedded, and person revolves around that too much in their lives. So it brings that level of, I said, a self-obsession kind of stuff, and it generates ego, it generates high level of self-centered approach over a period of time. And the public image and social validation becomes a really significant part of personality. So because Sun is what? Sun is the personality, the public image that you have. Rahu is also society. Rahu is other people's opinions. So and Rahu is also a image which you portray, which is not true. That is also Rahu. So Sun and Rahu in this case, in any case, whether person denies it or accepts it, that's not the point. It generally gives a natural affinity to have a strong social image, gaining people's approvals, recognition in life, validation from people. Person loves attention, so it can make person quite attention seeking, dramatic sometimes, desperate for social approval and validation, and they get that also. If Sun and Rahu are good, it is going to be bringing that level of success and people appreciating you. It is a good situation for achieving name in your field of career. So it can establish a reputation, a status, a position of authority, and people appreciating you. Those kind of things can be seen. Then it can also show a natural nature for some kind of show off, whether it is direct or indirect, that depends. But it can make person somewhat flamboyant, somewhat more driven towards showing off their skills, or being I'll say sometimes condescending. That can be a nature of Sun and Rahu. Then it can also show likeness for extravagance, things which should like really big. If I'm going to do something, the world should know it, that kind of thing. So it's like that. Sun and Rahu can bring that. And it can also show, because Sun is confidence. If Sun is strong, it inflates the confidence. Sometimes it can show overconfidence also, but it generally gives good levels of confidence, impressive, persuasive style of speech or communication where you are able to impress people. It also makes person somewhat controlling, dominating, powerful, assertive in approach, gives good leadership skills, and competitive spirit, fighting spirit, relentlessness. No matter what, person does not back down. High stubbornness, that if I have set my mind to something, I'm not gonna deflect from that. So that kind of thing can be seen. And that is one of the reasons that why it gives high success and achievements. If other yogas are fine, this is a brilliant combination to be very successful in material world. And it also shows a kind of personality where person tends to think that they are always right, because Sun is your worldview. This means this is me and this is my perception of the world. And Rahu, it's like Sun and Rahu is ultimately enemy of Sun. So it's like it gives you a negative reaffirmation that what you think is always right. So the thing here is that it can show a mentality where person can think that, okay, what I think, what I do, my way is the right way. And it becomes really difficult for these people to adjust, to accommodate with other people. So it's like if I want to do something, I like something, and there is a certain particular way I do it, I'm going to do it that way. I cannot adjust, I cannot accommodate easily. That kind of thing can be seen. And it also makes person quite political in approach, because Rahu is that. So political, diplomatic, tactful. And if Rahu is, as I mentioned, is in a good situation, it gives a realistic understanding of the world. So realistic understanding means a business acumen, how the enterprises function, how societies are running around, how the money flow is happening, how people behave, and how I need to work in a really clever, realistic approach in order to fulfill my aims, goals, or desires. So that kind of skeptical, tactful, strategic, practical approach can be given by this conjunction. And it also can induce an element of pretentiousness sometimes, that can be seen. It can make person somewhat hypocrite. That is what Rahu is. And it can also make person somewhat two-faced in nature, because it's like Rahu and Sun are like portraying a completely different image in society to what you actually are in your real life. That can be seen. So sometimes there are people who are completely different in personal lives, and that is what they truly are. Only their family members know that, okay, this is how you are. And when they go out in public, they completely change themselves and their behavior completely becomes different. So that kind of thing can be given by Sun and Rahu. It can also show a person living in self-denial, because Sun and Rahu does not give easy self-introspection. It will be very difficult for this conjunction to get into an introspective mode. It's not easy. And the reason I already said, it's like you tend to see faults in other people easily, but you can't see the fault in yourself. Even you are successful, whatever, but it can show that, okay, but I am right always. That kind of thing can be seen. And hence it becomes challenging for these people to handle criticism. They love attention, everybody loves attention, everybody loves praise, but in this situation, handling criticism becomes a challenge. Then it can show that it can give a disputed image, because it is your public image, a name and reputation of fame. So it can make person, I'll say, somewhat renowned in their field of career or whatever. But it shows that it can show a disputed image. Like some people are your blind followers and some people are your true haters. There is no in between. And it can land person into controversies, and the image flourishes in controversies. That thing can be seen. Another point here is that if Rahu, Saturn and Mercury, you need to look at Saturn and Mercury also. If all three of them are strong in the chart, then this conjunction can make person utterly logical, rational, scientific, skeptical, analytical, research oriented, cynical, does not believe until unless they have proof of something, deep thinking, insight with a foresighted approach, good observation skills. These things can be seen, and hence this conjunction becomes really suitable for scientific streams. Then if Venus, Moon and Mercury in 5th house are strong, then this conjunction can also make person really creative, artistic and imaginative. It is an excellent combination for being in arts and crafts of all kinds. And Sun is your father. So if 9th house and 9th lord are strong, you need to look at that. So then it shows that father can also be an accomplished, successful person, and you can get inheritance from him, help from him. The relationship can be somewhat, I'll say, troublesome sometimes, but in general it can show that overall father's legacy is there, and you tend to continue that, or you get to benefit from that. Then it also shows that person does not care too much about the morals, ethics, values, principles kind of stuff, until and unless the 9th house, 9th lord, Jupiter or Moon, they are excellently placed in such situations. I have not seen this. So it's like a situation where person is more realistic, not in a way that okay, morals, ethics, values, they are important, but they don't give you the things what you want always. It's like Sun and Rahu are selfish planets. They only think about themselves. They don't care about the world or the people around them. So it's like if even if they are going to do something for somebody, they are going to think that okay, what I am getting in return. If I am not getting in return anything, why should I do it? That is why they are enemies. Of Saturn. So Sun is with the enemy of Saturn. Why? Because of this. So the thing here is that it can show that my goals, my desires, my ambitions, they matter most, and I am going to go at lengths in order to fulfill them. And I don't care about the ethics part always, the morality part always, the rules part always. I'll try to work around them in a legal way. Maybe I'm not going to break them and become a criminal, not like that, but I'm going to be more realistic in sense rather than more idealistic in sense. So that kind of thing can be seen. Then it can also show various career fields where for which Sun and Rahu is excellent actually. So for STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, physics, aerospace, IT, electronics, communication, all these areas excellent. We can see scientists, researchers with this. All management, administrative job roles, government jobs, politics, we can see politicians with this. Media, mass communication, entertainment, fashion, arts, filmmaking, or anything related to this like marketing or sales or advertising or branding or public relations or all these things. They are very good for this conjunction to be in. It can also show a person can be a businessman. For doing business also it's fine. For financial industry also it's fine. And it's not a good situation for marriage and relationships. It can give you relationship, marriage, whatever, but it is not considered a very healthy situation for marriage, and it does not give really good results there. So this is what Sun and Rahu can give if they are very well placed in the chart. Now we'll talk about the second situation if Sun and Rahu are not good. So not good, I mean that here Sun is losing the strength, becoming weak. placed in bad houses like 8th or 12th house or 7th house, 4th house, and here in enemy signs, afflicted by other planets like Mars, Saturn, or 8th, 12th lords, like that. And parallelly, the zodiac sign in which they are sitting, the lord of that sign is badly placed in the chart. Then the moon and the ascendant lord, if they are also not good, the situation will worsen and it will create more problems. It will have intensity or capacity to create a lot of problems in life. Now I'll tell all the possibilities which this conjunction can bring if they are not functioning fine, but you don't have to jump to conclusions. You have to see the chart in totality with other planetary alignments and situations, and then come to proper result that okay, this is how they are going to behave. Okay, so if they are not well placed, what it can show, either it can make person a hedonistic, egomaniac or narcissist, person who is blinded by materialism, excessive greed, and person who has a lot of ego, self-obsessed to a point of utter narcissism, or it can also show person with no or low self-esteem, no self-confidence, constant comparison with other people, self-loathing, willpower is very poor, no competitive spirit, no dedication, constant lethargy, procrastination, seeks shortcuts, does not want to do anything, seeks blames and excuses for their failures, no self-accountability, no responsible, dutiful approach, no action-orientedness, and big desires will be there but don't want to do anything about them. It can induce negative traits in personality like lies, cheating, manipulation, deceit, cunningness, excessive greed, and identity crisis can be seen. Person who is driven by desperate social validation, living in self-denial, driven by other people's opinions. You don't know who you are, so you ask people, tell me who I am. And it can lead to bad company, addictions of all kinds, a shallow show of personality with a sense of identity crisis can be seen with this. It can make person easily influenced by other people, other trends, people who have a lot of FOMO that can be seen, and who don't have a strong grounding in themselves that this is who I am and I don't care what other people say or think. That is not there. Then it can also induce greed or corruption, income coming from corrupt activities, abuse of power, abuse of position, and initial rise in life with permanent downfall, bad name or loss of name and reputation, career instability, financial instability, troubles with bosses, troubles at workplace, deep office politics, and troubles with father. Either father passed away or relationship with father is really bad, or father was absent in life. Any issues with father can be seen. Then it can create loss of assets, loss of money, debts, loans, high expenditure and useless expenditure. You are not building something. It's just on frivolous things. It is happening. It can also show enemies in life, enemies, legal problems, court issues, court cases going on, business failures, and people indulged in illegal, illicit criminal activities of any kind, whether they are violent crimes or whether they are white collar crimes, it depends. And any kind of health problems can be seen. First and foremost, the cardiovascular health suffers. So any heart issues can be seen, head issues related to head, immune system, autoimmune problems, bones, eyes, GI, gallbladder, these issues can be seen, and all kinds of personality disorder, because sun is your personality. So there are 12, 15 kind of personality disorders. Any kind of them are possible depending on other combinations. paranoid personality, borderline personality, OCD, narcissistic personality, antisocial personality, schizoid personality, it depends. So these are the obvious negative results of Sun and Rahu, and that is why this conjunction, I told you, I tried to tell you in a transparent way that this is how it functions. It can fetch excellent results and it can fetch utterly negative results. It has capacity to give both, but it depends how you are analyzing in the chart. So that is how it functions. But if you are experiencing any kind of troubles, negative results, I've made 2 videos on remedies for weak Sun and bad Rahu Ketu. The links of those videos are shown above and given in description below. Watch them, follow the practical and astrological remedies mentioned in them in order to improve upon the negative situations if you are experiencing any of them. Okay, so I hope that you like this video, and if you are new to my channel, subscribe below for more information and Facebook post or reels. Connect on my Instagram, Facebook page, website. The links are given in the description. Else we'll meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye and thank you.